Today, we'll plan out two different ideas for our stained glass inspired artworks, and we're going to practice some of the same techniques we'll use in that final artwork as well. Of course, at the top of your paper, you'll want to write your name as well as your class code. You will do all of these steps in pencil. I'm using a marker so that it shows up on the camera up here. When we're thinking about stained glass, we're talking about certain colors that are inside of different shapes. So we can consider different geometric shapes and organic shapes that we would like to use in our artwork. A geometric shape is any regular shape, often shapes that are recognizable with names such as squares, circles, rectangles, etc. In art today and every day, I don't expect your drawing to be perfect, but I do expect you to try your best. After you've practiced some different geometric shapes, you can also draw some organic shapes. An organic shape is a shape that is not the same. It's more asymmetric or irregular. So an organic shape could look like this, with lots of different unpredictable curves. You can also have an organic shape that combines curves and straight lines. There's no one kind of organic shape. You get to design and draw your own organic shapes. Again, you'll use pencil. I'm using the marker so it shows up on the camera. After you've sketched some organic shapes and some geometric shapes, we'll use these two larger boxes to plan out a more complete idea that you would like to draw for your stained glass artwork. I recommend that one idea is more based on geometric shapes and one is more based on organic shapes. For me, for idea one, I'm going to use a ruler as I'm drawing to help make some different lines that I could make more of an abstract pattern-based design. Using different geometric shapes and repeating ideas. So when I'm using the ruler, I'm holding it down very firmly and then using a pencil to draw lines where I would like them to be. I'm inspired here by different stained glass images I've seen in the past, especially in buildings. Oftentimes in historical stained glass, you'll notice a lot of repeating shapes, and that's what I'm going to use to inspire this image as I draw it. So I've started to think about idea one. Idea two for me is going to be a tree in front of a lake or some kind of landscape. As you're sketching your ideas, the other thing we're going to think about today is how we will eventually color these, and that is with colored pencil using a technique called burnishing. When I'm burnishing, what it means is that I'm filling in a space so completely that there are no white areas left and it looks shiny. If I were to do that in this pentagon shape, for example, it would look like I am pressing down very hard with the colored pencil until there are no white spaces whatsoever. The wax that binds the color, the pigment of the colored pencil together, has totally filled in all of the little tiny parts of the paper, and you can check by tilting it. If you have done a good job burnishing and you tilt it, it will look shiny and catch the light. So we can also burnish to practice that technique that we'll be using ultimately to make our images look like stained glass. If you want an even more advanced technique, you can try blending and burnishing, which is where you overlap two different colors to create a smooth blend between them. So maybe I would overlap this peach and this magenta color in my oval. So I'm starting out by coloring with little tiny circles. Right now I'm beginning to create the blend, but it's not burnished yet because when I twist it, it doesn't look shiny. For it to be burnished, we have to see the light actually reflect off of the paper. So I have to really go in and layer enough layers of the colored pencil for that to happen. I like to often burnish with the lighter color, so here I'm taking this peach color to finish burnishing it, and then I will need to check as well that it's burnished by twisting it and seeing if the light is catching it. So if I take my paper and I twist it and I see that sheen across the top, I will know that it is burnished.